Unit 4, The Enemy by Pearl S. Buck. It is the time of the World War. An American prisoner of war is washed ashore in a dying state and is found at the doorstep of a Japanese doctor. Should he save him as a doctor or hand him over to the army as a patriot? Now, this question is answered after reading some 14-15 pages, and I'm sure you will go through this journey of this mind steering analysis of the mind of this doctor and people around him. Dr. Sadao Hockey's house was built on a spot of the Japanese coast where, as a little boy, he had often played. The low square stone house was set upon rocks well above a narrow beach that was outlined with bent pines. As a boy, Sadao had climbed the pines, supporting himself on his bare feet, as he had seen men do in the South Seas when they climbed the for coconuts. His father had taken him often to the islands of those seas, and never had he failed to say to the little brave boy at his side, "Those islands yonder," yonder means at some distance in the direction of the that is pointed, means there. "Those islands there, they are the stepping stones to the future for Japan. Where shall we step from them?" Sadao had asked seriously. "Who knows?" his father had asked. "Who can limit our future? It depends on what we make it." Now, these are the lessons that we too need to learn. Pearl Buck has really written some very good statements which we need to implement in our life. Now, when, he said, Sadao had asked seriously, "Where shall we step from them, from those islands?" And he answered, "Who knows?" The father answered, "Who knows? Who can limit our future?" If we change it into a statement, nobody can limit our future. What does it depend on? It depends on what we make it. The future depends on what we make it. I hope you to make a future that is great and aspire. Sadao had taken this into his mind as he did everything his father said. He always took whatever his father said seriously, and he had taken this also seriously. His father, who never joked or played with him, but who spent infinite pains upon him, who was his only son. Sadao knew that his education was his father's chief concern. For this reason, he had been sent at 22 to America to learn all that could be learned of surgery and medicine. He had come back at 30, and before his father died, he had seen Sadao become famous not only as a surgeon but as a scientist. Because he was perfecting a discovery which would render wounds entirely clean. He had not been sent abroad with the troops as he was, doing this research by which, the wounds would become entirely clean. So he was not sent with the troops, with the army as a army doctor when the war was going on. Also, he knew there was some slight danger that the old general might need an operation for a condition for which he was now being treated medically, and for this possibility Sadao was being kept in Japan. Now, at that time, the general who was there in Japan, he was, critical. It was likely that he might need an operation, and none but Sadao could do that operation, so he was not sent with the troops. Clouds were rising from the ocean now. The unexpected warmth of the past few days had at night drawn heavy fog from the cold waves.